Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. What it do, everybody? What's up, aunties and aunts and everybody else? Thanks for tuning in to hear me and Aaron tell you about the What's Going Down episode of Southern Charm. Season 11, episode 7, as you can see there on the screen. Please help me welcome Aaron to the stage. Yes.
Hello, aunties and unks. Thank you for having me as always. We are moving along. We have finally moved the story along.
Girl, yes. I am excited. We're pretty much halfway there. And we're going to run straight through until probably the Ides of March is where I predict that it will end.
Yeah, chaos is about to ensue here.
Girl. I mean, faces dropping on the ground. You know, people getting a wake-up call this episode. Well, persons getting a wake-up call. I mean, listen, I'm not going to beat the girl down. I've been saying it since last season about this girl and her wicked ways. But I kind of feel bad. You know, it's like, oh. Now, I've been there. I have been turned down. I know it's hard to believe. I've had more wins than losses. Let me just check that, okay? But I've had my, I've been, my face was broke before.
And I can relate to Salley a little bit. Like I was not as, and I put this in quotes, wild as she is, but like I got the guys that always just wanted to sleep with me. You know, like I got
that's how they all are, ain't they?
What? Yes, but like, and then that's like it. You know what I mean? Like and then we didn't get to boyfriend girlfriend stage. I didn't even necessarily want to get there myself, but I had that thing that I see in Salley. I wanted to be chosen more than I cared about choosing, just from some past self-esteem issues from being overweight and all that kind of stuff. So I felt for her too. But you know what? I think we've all been there. I think we've all been digging on somebody. We think we're in a vibe, and then like we're like feeling like really comfortable about the situation, and then we feel stupid as hell because it's like comes crashing down.
She needs just a little bit more humble pie on her plate.
Yeah, because I don't agree with what Craig did 100%, but like, come on, Salley. Everybody and their mother knew it wasn't going down, unless it was like really going down in secret or some crap.
Ain't no man who is interested in women.
Thank you.
Gonna turn down some obvious cooch right there.
And you said try it. Listen, you could have stayed. I get how you would maybe interpret that, but like you said you wanted to stay and then you left. And I think he was telling you could have stayed. I'm not saying that's not open for interpretation. I'm not saying it's like a giant invitation either. I think he was just telling her, well, if you had wanted to, you could have stayed. He does have extra rooms. He's got Paige's old rooms, probably still set up like a shrine. And then her saying, like, I want it. She basically said to him, touch me. Let's do this. I want to do it. Let's get it going. You made it clear before that you were totally DTF. And he did nothing.
He told the fellas in this episode, yeah, I said, you can go, but it would have been cool to see what happens, but nothing happened. So it was on his mind too. At that, listen, after about, everybody know third time's a charm. So on the third time, it's just us with sweat glistening all over our bodies. It's hot, wet. We looking good. Both of them look good in the face and body, all that. They are attractive people on this show. Okay, so for me, girl, child, at the third time, it would have been known. Either we doing. I'm making myself aware. I'm making you aware that I am available to you right here and right now. Y'all grown, good and grown, make your own money. Ain't nobody trying to, can't nobody pay their mortgage, nothing like that. This ain't no sympathy and payola situation. So yeah, Salley missed her mark. She can't be mad.
Craig, you are, what is he, 36, I think? He's 36 years old. You need to date like a 36-year-old. You're not 26. You hopefully have grown and matured, and hopefully you've learned something from your relationship with Paige. You can't go into this dating like a young jerk, because if you do that, you're gonna get young jerk problems, and that's what you have on your hands right now. Because you should I get it. You wanted company. You didn't want to be lonely. You wanted going out mates. You felt like you had a friend group in college. I get how you can interpret all of this that way. You had to have known there was some method to the madness in the companionship you were enjoying. And if you didn't have those intentions, you should have made that super clear right away. Salley, I think you're great. I really appreciate your company. I just want to be friends. You didn't necessarily make sure Salley didn't get it twisted. And you also know that Charlie and Salley are friends. So, you had it nice and messy at your convenience, so then you could pull the ripcord and say, oh, I never led you on. Not really, I guess, maybe technically, but it sure did. You didn't look out for Salley to make sure she didn't get her feelings hurt.
Let's start, because we got a lot to say, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on, child. Now listen. We got some bullet points for y'all. We just gonna hit it and quit it. We gonna say what we need to say. But also, if you have any comments, those listening, watching, listening on the live, please let us know in the comments. Talk to us. We talk back. Yes, we do. Now, we at Salley's house, right? She decided to go ahead and buy a chicken coop because of, she wants some chickens, Yeah, Craig got bees. He got some stuff on his property. She trying to link up, best way know how. Just like Craig thought he would show interest in art, trying to, see Charlie at work. To me, it's the same thing. That's what that's what Sally's trying to do.
The front of her house is ugly.
Oh,
the tree's gorgeous, but look at that house. Blip.
All right. So, yeah, so she's getting this chicken coop in. Oh, the cute little dogs, Boots and Kevin. Mm-hmm. Cute little hot dogs.
They're very cute. Dogs? Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are really cute.
They are cute.
I've never seen albino, or are they just white?
They're like a cream color. Yeah, they're gorgeous. I don't know. They're designer dogs.
Now, I didn't see who this was on the thing. Do you recall?
It was a friend of hers. I don't remember her name.
Okay. I don't even think they showed her name, but I would have gave her a little plug. Anywho.
Yeah, she might have said my friend so and so came over to help me with the chicken coop, which I heard, by the way, is not going to keep them safe from predators like raccoons. So Salley, upgrade your chicken coop.
Girl.
Just saying.
But it was cute. She's putting it together and,
Mm-hmm.
just, going over the motions because she got it basically from a conversation her and Craig were having on the phone. He promised to go with her to buy the chickens whenever she's available. Let him know. Whoop de woo, bam de bam. And then she lets her friend know that she's interested and she's dating to get married and have children. So she thinks Craig is a viable option. And, this her she's
Foolish,
ready for Craig to be her man. Yes,
I
her man.
guess.
Mhm. And right now, while they're talking, I thought this was so funny the way they said right now is letting me know that while Salley is hooking up a chicken coop, Craig right now is at Shirley's gallery.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
sad because here she is rushing to get that chicken coop together because she wants to
child,
spend
okay.
time with Craig and get chickens. And she was telling somebody she had a code to Craig's house. Like, it's all of these things that are making her feel special. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just delusion because here he is.
Self grandeur. Oh, that was too loud. Sorry.
No, go right ahead. Yep, you know. Mm-hmm.
Where was I, child? I want to make sure I got everything. Yeah, so they just shooting the ish, and this is where Craig asks her out. He lets
Yep.
her know that he got somebody with a what did he say? What I write down? Somebody
Oyster
from
Farm.
Oyster Farm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, you think you want to go check it out? It's on the boat. We can, do,
Yeah.
we can make you what to do. She's like, oh, sure, yeah. Like, girl, you couldn't wait for them. She was, I would have checked her so hard at the end of this episode. Oh my goodness. Charlie, girl.
Why? She liked him too.
You know why.
Why? What does she owe Salley? Honestly, like,
Honesty,
well, you
a
know what though?
conversation. Two
Before
weeks
he
ago.
asked,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
before he
I'm hot.
asked, before he asked, or you think after she should have said, "Look, Craig asked me out and I accepted."
At this point, well, first of all, last episode she said she was interested and she never said nothing to her friend. But 2 weeks ago, we learned, and I believe that was on film too, that remember when she came over to help her make her grandma's coffee
Mm-hmm.
cake or whatever? She said, well, if you're interested, let me know. She ain't said nothing yet. And she's been interested. At that point, she was interested. But she's just,
But we also know Salley is interested in Craig, and anybody she's trying to act like she's not, she's obviously lying. Everybody can tell, and she's not handling it well because she already attacked this girl at the beach for even hanging out with Craig. So I definitely think she's doing what Molly said, where she's like trying to claim all the dudes, but particularly the Craig situation. So I do think that
at this point is when she should have said something for real. Should have called her real quick.
no, I think she should have said after she accepted a date with Craig and wanted to let her know. Like, but I don't know. Part of me is like, this worked out sort of the way that it needed to because Salley got told no, but then I understand why she was super upset to find out it was Charlie, but whatever. Like, I don't blame her for accepting a date invitation from Craig. I do think she needed to let Salley know after she did, though.
Mm. Child, this little heifer here, she a little, she watch her around your man. That's all I gotta say. Watch her around your man. You'll see.
No.
But anyway, we on different coasts, so it ain't gonna
Yeah.
work.
You love to give these young pretty ones a hard time. Now you turn out to be right about Salley, but we'll
Mm-mm,
see.
mm-mm, mm-mm. We're moving on to the messiest house in trust. Now
Oh.
this heifer, then moved in, getting her closet together. It's Madison, y'all. Poor baby. She's
Oh,
31
I
weeks.
was like, what? Oh yeah,
Now, why they got to put all this on there? She's 31 weeks.
I know. She's
So
trying to move in.
she has a closet organizer team coming in. Let's give a little plug. Here we go,
Mm-hmm.
Logan. Okay, all these names, child. All these unisex names and masculine names for the girls that we're used to. All folks just do it, girl. They do it up.
Who named their daughter Logan? Oh Lord! And did you change it anyway? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, it can be cute, but we don't gotta go overboard.
Yeah, they just having a good old time. She's letting them
Mm-hmm.
know, okay, well, y'all go ahead and do what y'all do. I'm about to go have a snack because that's what I do. I snack. Checking herself out. I thought it was kind of cute. I don't want to show her a little cute little overall. That's a little cute little thing. Back in the Gap, right? I used to love the Oshkosh overalls that were
Yes.
made for adults. Oh, I had one when I was pregnant with my kid. It was just so cute. Oh, the memory. Anywho, so then she's talking to her man, Brett. Talking about she got the ultrasound coming through. Thinks she'll have Salley come with her, and the furniture people will be here in about 10 to 12 weeks. But she's 31 weeks, and we all know that the max is 40 for the most part. That's a normal pregnancy. The max people will go is 42 weeks before immediate induction. But then, if you've been listening to us and in these streets, we know that she had her 3 weeks after this.
Mm-hmm.
A little early, but
Yep.
doing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's no real big deal at 34. They still got to, work on the baby a little bit, but it's no big deal if
No.
there's nothing, serious going on other than the normal progression of the baby growing. But yeah,
She did
30,
have to stay in the NICU for a little bit. I know.
yeah,
I saw, but not too long.
yeah. So they just talking ish and everything, just going over things, and he'll be home Monday or Tuesday of the following week. So he looked kind of different and really cute in that picture, don't he? I'm just saying. Let me see this. Yeah, he looking kind of real cute in that picture, girl. Anywho, I don't want him. I'm just saying. Don't be calling me Madison trying to, get in my DMs. I don't know nothing about him, but this show. Anyway, what else happened, child? That was it. Just cute little phone call. Any comments?
No.
All right, we're just gonna move the hell on then. So here we go. Whitner, his dog, and what's his name? Austin. And of course, that's her talking about Craig. I'm like, God, Lee, do y'all have anything y'all want to talk about with each other? I, I automatically talking about Craig. But what I did like about this in the confessional, Whitner mentioned how Austin appreciates conversation to where he's not being told what to do the way Craig is. Craig is more of a narcissist who likes to do that. And also, Austin feels like the victim all the time. So he portrays himself that way. Like, I'm just trying to win, I guess just be a little more assertive about it. But I thought that was an interesting perspective from Whitner. Did you agree or no?
Yeah, I think that Whitner made some really astute observations about the situation. Obviously they started talking about Craig because production told them, hit it, get to it. But I like the way that Whitner said they're not in a friendship, they're in a rivalry, because it does feel like that right now. I think it feels like, and like the way that it manifests is exactly like what you said, where Austin likes to act like a victim, like Craig just attacks him. But Austin
Mm-hmm.
knows where to pick to get Craig. He does. He knows what little pressure points to hit. He did make fun of them in the hot tub kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then Craig is also a narcissist who will, when he's always like, you triggered me, so then I cut your legs out from under you. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's definitely true. And I don't think that they have the situation resolved, obviously, because they're still bitching about it.
Move on, y'all.
Yeah.
So here we have the four musketeers, and they're all having a cute little lunch off the river. I don't know which river that is, child. River of
I don't know. The bay, the bee, I don't know.
lake, something.
Right. Charleston's by the water, by the ocean, so.
Yeah. So if you don't know, that's Molly to the left, Bonita also to the left, and then Leva. We rarely see her. I believe her main show is Southern Hospitality. Is that true?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, she definitely stopped being a friend of this show, although she still makes appearances, obviously.
And it's her bar, right?
Are
Her and
they at
her
her
husband.
bar?
No, the Southern Hospitality. That's her bar that they
With her
film.
husband, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, she's like the Lisa Vanderpump of the South, or
There you go.
Mhm.
And then there's Rodrigo. He showed like to stir up some mess because not just here did he stir it up a little bit, but
Yeah, he
later on
did.
in the episode he stirs it up too.
He does. Thank God him and his drunkenness.
So they're talking. He's, so I feel bad about leaving Molly to work out. But then again, Salley left us, and then that's when Leva said, "Oh, that's because she's hanging all night with Craig," and that just started the whole conglomerate about Salley, and and how Leva believes she's not a girl's girl, and she really is. She admires Vanita's friendship and how devout Vanita is with what's her name, Salley. But it was real interesting because Vanita brings up their lunch and what transpired, and if you guys don't recall, that's when Vanita and Salley met up after their little uncomfortable exchange, and that was when Salley decided to be honest with Vanita and letting her know that I'm not going to stop seeing Craig, even though you guys, have your whatever you have. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What are you going to say?
Oh, nothing. I don't understand why Vanita is trying to control the situation that much. She even texted Salley with a curfew to not stay there that late. Like, this is too much trying to control a situation. It just is. I think Vanita is a good friend to Salley. I think she cares.
Yeah.
She ultimately turns out to be pretty right, like, yes, but I don't have female friendships with other women and try to control this area like this. I do not. And I don't think you should. I just staunchly don't agree with it. Because I think that we all need to make our mistakes in love and we need to stay out of it to a certain extent, and I think as friends, if we know our other friends do not approve of who we're dating, we can't lean too heavily, like call them up like, can you believe what he did to me? Yes, I can, because we already know he's a jerk kind of thing, right? So you kind of got to keep it to yourself. But I don't ever expect my friends to not see someone because I don't think that they're good for them. I just don't.
I think if Salley was more respectful of her friendship with Vanita, she would not have taken the curfew text so harshly. I think that Vanita was looking out for her, like, hey, you may not want to stay out too late and yada yada. Just, just really trying to get her to see the light. It was not the greatest idea to do that, but I see the good intentions in what Vanita is trying to do with Salley, but Salley is not appreciative, nor her mindset isn't there, nor have they been great friends for a good enough length of time, in my opinion. I think that's the main thing. They barely knew each other and linked up because of their so-called frustrations and or hate for JT. Because before that, they didn't know each other. It's only been maybe a year. And I know girls or whoever, people can gain a great friendship after a year, but to be BFFs and all these labels and doing all these things, I just think it's premature considering the time frame that they've known each other for certain behaviors and actions to be perceived as not so harshly like they are being received. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but I mean,
Yeah.
when Vanita liked JT, he had called Salley a straight up slut and a hoe and all kinds of names because he was defending Taylor. I went on the attack to Salley.
Mm-hmm.
And then Salley, as we watched last season, Salley and Vanita becoming better friends, we saw all of a sudden Vanita's got these shy little smiles and these beepity bops about JT. And Salley didn't do any of the crap that Vanita's doing about JT. She tried to like just kind of accept it and get to know him a little bit better. Like they brought that up at the after show. And that's a very fair point to me. It just is. Nobody tried to control Vanita's behavior with JT, even though it was not a good idea. He was clearly leading her on, messing her around, and then dumped her ass. And so for her to flip it around and have these kinds of expectations, or even out of care try to control anybody in a reality show where everybody's been drinking and attractive and I just don't feel like it was realistic. And I just like, to me, this is that it's sad that it's like, you know, here it's ridiculous on both of their sides. I don't think you should be so mean to Vanita. I think really what she kind of deserves after the scene that's coming up is like, you're right, he's a jerk, but I also like absurd that you're even texting and trying to control the situation when it's clear she likes him. Like, it's absurd to me. I would never like text you. You might want to get out of the hot tub, friend. No. You can go do you and then let me know how it goes the next day. You know? Are you there? I can't hear you.
My bad. I was had the mute on. I was saying that they don't know each other long enough, nor have they had that much experience with each other where they're dealing with guys that didn't work out to even have a certain rapport or know how to receive the information from each other or even know really what to do with each other. Because this is the first time JT and Vanita, where Vanita and Salley barely knew each other. So, there really wasn't much to, there wasn't any history. So now we have some history, and now it's Craig and Salley. So I just think if these are the only two relationships that both of them are failing in, they just need more history with each other to have more respect for each other so that they know what to do with each other.
I think that's a great statement. 100%. That's excellent. Very that capsule encapsulates what's happening beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's move on. Or does you want to say something else?
No. Okay. After that, I don't need to.
Hard stop.
Yeah, I just wanted to affirm what you said. I'm like, no matter what way you see it, that statement I think is the truest one.
Appreciate that. And if you're listening, watching, listening, y'all, take heed. Those on Southern
Right?
Charm are people, we care about you. We really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Even
we're
though
along
we,
for the ride.
yeah, even though we shade you every week, rightfully so, because of how you're behaving, we're the aunties. You come to us.
We already been through this kind of crap,
Hello?
and we're looking at you like if we were 10, 15 years younger, maybe even 20 in some of these cases, in your little bodies, how we would be with everything that we've learned. I mean, look at you, Sally. We're really coming down on you because you're a professional. You own your own home. You have adorable pets. You're beautiful. Like, you know, it, that you shouldn't even be in this situation. But here we are, as so many
Girl,
women are, you know.
if if I if I wanted to, I could tell y'all a story. This is why I'm just gleaming in the fact that been there, done that.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Child. Anywho, so here we are. So, like we talked about earlier in the first scene, Sally is getting her chickens, and Craig said he would show up.
Mm-hmm.
And child, if again, we are with you. We are girls, Sally.
Mm-hmm.
We are rooting for you. This is why we say what we say.
And
But
go ahead, please.
this is the look when Sally tells him, y'all,
Oh, it was bad.
that she is interested. She likes him.
He's like disassociating. His mind is like running away. Look at him. Oh.
He's like, oh, shit. You can just tell what's going on. The
Mm-hmm.
hamster wheel, all of the words forming and things he's trying to say. And this is her like, what?
He's
You
right
mean
by
tell
Fish
me all
Fest.
that hot tubbing was for nothing? Yeah, girl, all that
Look at
was
her
for
face
nothing.
too.
All that
So,
chlorine that you got to wash your hair out with.
ugh.
Yeah, all that. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Craig, you were really ungracious in this moment. You
He
were
really
really,
was.
really ungracious and
Mm.
immediately tried to uh like wriggle out of any kind of responsibility to this girl.
Mm.
And the very least, for all the company that she's given you and the way that it's been pretty obvious, even in your texts with one another and the hangouts, you owed her a gentler letdown than this. You dropped her so hard. You're lucky she wasn't a chicken because it was not nice. And you do have a certain
It
level of
wasn't.
responsibility. I
Mm,
get
mm,
that
mm.
you didn't try anything and you just hung out. I understand why you could say we kept it in the friend zone, but you know better. The nuance of the situation and for all the attention she's been giving you and the friendship you've been having, you needed to be nicer to her. That was really fucked up. And the reason you're trying to act like this is because you've asked out Charlie, you know they're friends, you know it's now going to be a problem. It was already messy though when you were entertaining two girls with Corey in your hot tub. It was already messy. And
Mm.
if you knew you liked Charlie, which it's pretty clear you did, you needed to leave Sally alone. You needed to stop having such a nebulous relationship in the hot tub with Sally. You just didn't do this as responsibly as you could have, and now you have a mess and you want to act like you didn't make one. And I don't like that, and you're being mean to her. And I don't think it's a good idea that they're together, though. Like everybody's talking about how Sally's dramatic and blah, blah, blah. I think the insinuation is Sally's a partier and maybe even a hoe. We'll get to that. But Craig does not need another like big person that like reckless personality. It's not compatible to the kind of person he needs. So I don't think these two should get together anyway. But goddamn, Craig, you were really not nice to Salley. But Salley, you did not have green lights, girl. Like, why are you acting like it was so like clear to you he wanted you? Like, uh, any man that wanted you would have tried something by now, and you know that. It's like, are you just used to getting the guy that you want so many times that you're not even open to the idea that the fact that he hasn't done anything in a month and 6 hot tub hangouts later that he might not be interested in you? Like, hello, there were not clear signs here, baby girl.
And as
Despite the
much,
look on your face.
I mean, she's just in disbelief that
Yeah.
he's not saying, well, has he said anything yet? That's the clue number one. Number two, you should have said something to him as forward as you are. We all know how the story where we first heard about her and Gaston.
In a
First night,
car. In a
she went
car.
ahead and introduced herself to his knob. Hey, I'm mad. But don't think that's a relationship. And just like here, she's thinking something that's not there, similar to Gaston, in my opinion. Girl, things, and as we will see later, these text messages, nothing was concrete clear. She's taking ambiguity as
Yeah.
as something that's finite. And excuse me, I have to say this. Her and I are both healthcare professionals. And in our line of work, ambiguity has to be clarified in order to move forward. So she's full of it. So just because that happens at work doesn't mean it shouldn't happen in your personal life.
Well, and if you said, I wish I could have stayed over, you could have. Then if they really wanted to debone you, you would have stayed over like that next week. Or like as soon as possible. Like, once two people that are attracted to one another affirm to one another that they're DTF, it happens.
I believe she said she was still in the Uber when she said it. Then the next thing out of his mouth was turn around.
Thank you.
Not what was in the text. Listen, girl, you reading too much into something. You again got your heart broke. Now in the confessional, she's calling him a bitch.
And you know what? He was not gracious. Craig, you suck. You enjoyed her company. You knew there was a flirty vibe. Like you know, you had your cake and ate it too. But you know what? That's how dating goes. Like like, I'm not saying Craig needs to date more honorably. He does. You're not a nice guy if you're gonna pull these shitty moves. You're just not. You're self-indulgent. You're enjoying people's company. But we also weren't there, and like Charlie said this, Craig said this, that it felt like college back in the day when you had a group of friends, you know what I mean? Like, I think he was enjoying the company and all of that. So he still had a little bit of room to get out of it. But he was really not kind to her. And he should have been like, I'm sorry if it was not clear to you that I just wanted to be friends. I do. I really care about you. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed your company. You helped me when I was lonely. Like, he just immediately, and this is why people don't like you, Craig. And even though I'm rooting for you, but this is why you're like, it's not my fault. Dude, just fall on your sword and be nice to her as the person who is liked. Like, jeez. She's
I
telling
thought.
you.
Go ahead.
I was saying, she's telling you she likes you. Don't be a dickhead.
I thought he was kind to her in this moment. He was trying to find the words. He was shook as
Yes, he
this
was.
picture. He was really, like, oh, it threw him for a loop. He was like, so all he could say was, well, no, I thought we were just, hanging out. Again, because she wasn't making any moves.
Yeah, I mean, it did make me doubt like her perspective on it, like, because he really did seem like, I thought it was really clear we were just friends. Like, whoa, you know, like he was thrown. I just think he could have been more gentlemanly about it,
How?
a little more flattered. Just
Oh,
like,
good.
like you're awesome and I care about you, like, but
Maybe he doesn't think that, considering what he said later.
oh, he calls her a slut. Oh no, a tornado. But I think they're dancing around that they think she's that. Honestly, that's my take on some of this coded
You know,
talk.
and I'm sure they're probably referencing or have had some outside conversation with her ex. And, again, a girl's reputation is frowned upon a lot more when she's doing what the guys do,
It
no
just
matter
is.
what, even in this group.
Well, and how he said he'd never sleep with someone that slept with Shep.
That part. So
You
I
know,
wonder, did she know that?
I think that I need to say this very firmly.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks and is wrong that she can't be as sexually liberated as the hoe bags the boys are, because they are
Mm-hmm.
hoes, all of them, and we still like them and we still find their personalities and we still root for them. Austin is on camera holding a mid stiff when with two girls in his home and Madison screaming at him. Like, they are not good dudes half the time, right? But we still love them and we still follow them. It's wrong that Salley cannot behave in a similar way and be respected and regarded. However, unfortunately, our society is still built in a way, whether we like it or not, that a consequence of going out and drinking and being a tornado, and I put that air in quotes, and having already slept with quite a few people and sucking a knob in a car after you just met someone, like, once you have that reputation, you get you have to deal with the fallout of that, and that's your choice. You can stand up to that, and you can tell people that they're misogynist or they suck if they're going to have a double standard, but it still exists, and these snotty little boys are oftentimes will do that. They will slut shame, absolutely. And so it does not surprise me that Craig has this little shitty attitude. Oh, I wouldn't sleep with anybody that Shep slept with, because they all have this weird thing within their friendship too. And women are just a pawn in that. So, but the reality is that all of them are kind of dancing around Salley going out and being dramatic and tornado. I think they're talking code for drinking a lot, partying, just being a female version of the boys.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did Craig say that about he doesn't want to sleep with someone who's been with Shep before or after Naomi was sleeping around with Whitney?
I have no idea. I don't know when he said it. At some point, I'm sure. I
Okay.
mean, I think it was even like a thing when they were talking about Craig and Catherine, remember? Because like he was the one that she didn't sleep with. And I mean, I just think
Mm-hmm.
this has been around. So, um,
Okay.
I don't know
Well,
the semantics of it. What I know is I think that unfortunately, whether Salley likes it or not, there's some consequences in the way that she's looked at by some of the some of the gentlemen there.
she's not as tight. That's it. That's all. Girl,
Mm.
it's okay. And at least he wasn't, shitty to her. He was shocked, like, what? Just like she was shocked when she heard his response.
Yeah.
So we have two shocked people.
Yeah. Truly, and he really didn't, honestly, like I said, if we want to get real about it, he didn't owe her. Like, he wasn't leading, like, he hadn't made a move. They were, like, this is just one of those, miscommunications.
um, I just can't believe she called him a bitch in the confessional. I'm like, girls, calm down.
I
It's
know,
okay. Oh
but
my
hurt.
God.
Well, and somebody talked
Anyway.
about, and she admitted this later, about building a fantasy around him. And I think that's what she does quite often, is how she kind of gets herself into these situations, right?
That's what I said with her and Gaston.
Right. So, you know, here we
Like,
are.
girl,
Craig's
you
a
can't
bitch.
do.
Because he
I'm
wasn't
like,
into her.
oh my God. So here we are. Here's the real reason Craig, is turning her down because he's into Charlie.
Yep.
And she's talking to her mom about stuff. And here's her mom on the FaceTime. Yeah, hey mom, guess what? I'm going out with Craig. We're gonna shuck some oysters down on the ferry somewhere. I'm like, what? And then they what was crazy was production does a flashback to when Charlie and Sally were talking about Sally going out with Craig if he asked. I would go out with him if he asked me. And I'm like, girl, so you rather talk to your mama than call Sally and let her know what's going on. Okay. Okay, Charlie. Mm-hmm. You gotta watch you. Any comments?
I feel bad for her. I get she's in a position. I do think she owes Sally a conversation. Like, Sally finding out the way that she did wasn't cool. That's
Girl.
you need to bite the bullet with your friend and talk about it. But I feel bad for her because I think Sally's gonna overreact, especially because she liked him too. It's not an easy situation when you're both cute, young, and single, and you're competing for a dude's attention. It's a weird place to navigate, And
It is.
Sally called dibs on him real fucking quick and was real kind of aggressive about it. Charlie,
Okay.
you can't be so people pleasy, and you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. If you accept the invitation, you got to break it to your friend that you
That
did.
part. That part.
So, I do agree with you. Sally shouldn't have found out the way that she did. You
Mm-hmm.
should have made sure she knew. So, pussing out like a coward is where you failed the situation. I do understand, though, you have a right to date Craig, and Craig has a right to like you, no matter who, because somebody that someone else is not attracted to doesn't get to dictate the situation. However, if you really care about the friend and how they feel, you wouldn't want them to find out at a slumber party because Rodrigo has a big old mouth. And what were you doing? Planning on going on the date first and then letting her know? Like, figure it out, baby.
So these are the stores. Her mom has 2 stores next to each other. And these are really cute, nice,
Mm-hmm.
nice clothes. Reminds me of Banana Republic. And cute little stuff in there, You know how it is at the boutique. Cute little boutique. And next we have Sally meeting up with Madison for a fetal ultrasound. And after all that, oh, look at the baby. I'm not going to show a whole lot because, it is what it is, child. We're going to give her a little privacy, but we see what's going on. And girl, this conversation. So this is where Sally lets Madison know that, she was let down easy. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
she didn't make it sound easy to Madison. She has Madison convinced that Craig was leading her on.
Here we go. Here we go.
She's
Ghost,
paint
Guston all over again.
she's painting it to be a certain way.
Right. Like
So,
all this time he's been doing this, making me feel this way. No, you're making yourself feel that way. And just putting 20 on 10. Like,
yeah.
girl, and I'm still waiting to hear, well, what moves did you make to where he knew you were interested besides being scantily clad and hanging out? Were you sitting next to him in the jacuzzi? Were you, doing anything that would, did you bend up? I don't know. Did you do anything other than hang out and be on the opposite ends of the jacuzzi? Because I was really waiting to hear. I even, flirt with him a little bit, or I, offered to for him to come over my anything. I'm listening, right? And all I hear is that she's blaming him for making her feel like there was something when all he did was hang out with the girl.
You know, unless we were there, we would have two different interpretations of all the little details. The one that she keeps repeating is that he said you could have stayed over, and according to Craig, it was situational to an evening where she was acting like she wanted to spend the night, and he meant you didn't have to get an Uber home. You could have stayed. And she's like, he offered to let me stay over, but you didn't, though. You never ended up staying over. And that's where we ended things. So it's not ironclad that he was leading you into his bed, and so you're making it seem like to Madison that he's doing that, and that's not fair.
And Madison knows already because she already talked to Craig, girl. She just want to, hear your side, so to speak to so, just to hear what you have to say about the situation. Because she's hearing about how he's all goo gaga over your homegirl. So Madison already knows, like, okay, this girl is Lulu. But I'm pretty sure, like me, waiting to hear, well, did anything happen that would, convince me that maybe he literally reeled her in, but didn't take the bait off the hook. I don't know. I'm just trying to, because of course anything could have happened, transpired, but she has yet to say anything specific other than that ambiguous text.
Yeah, and if that's the only evidence you have, it's not gonna work.
And she said since day one he's been flirting with her. Girl.
Yeah, I mean,
what, drunk?
Well, you did you kiss? Did you kiss? Did you touch any private parts?
Right,
Did you do I mean, and half the time Charlie was there too. I mean, and Corey. So you were having a little happy foursome in the hot tub, whatever. We don't
Here's a
have any
text.
clear signs.
There's a text right there.
No.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it was. I should have stayed. Yeah, you could have if you wanted to. I did want invite me to stay next time. Sleep. Well, see,
And he didn't. And you didn't. You didn't sleep together. You didn't.
what in this is leading?
You said invite me to stay, and he never did.
Here it is, y'all. If y'all listen, if y'all look at, I'm just saying.
I mean, mildly flirty, maybe that was fun, but he's probably drunk at this point. I'm sure everybody was, and I should have stayed. You could have if you wanted. That's tepid at best, And then I did want invite me to stay next time, and they didn't, and you didn't, and it didn't happen. So where's I don't get it. Like I said, maybe some mild flirting. Craig, you should have been a little bit more careful. I don't know, but really, minor offense. If this is all you got.
As soon as she said, I did want, it should have been, I can turn around. Would you like me to? That right there would have been it for me.
Well, she said invite me to stay next time. And
No,
he didn't.
No.
He didn't.
I'm just saying, after she said I did want, that's when she should have said, no, I can turn around.
I mean, well, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. We're splitting hairs at this point. Like, this is what the evidence is.
Girl,
I don't.
That's not enough to convict. It's not.
No.
And she's blowing it up to Madison or whoever would listen.
Yeah.
That, okay, now he's the most worst thing since I don't know what. Mm-hmm. Girl, here we go.
The ego is hurt.
Girl, move on. So here the fellas.
Is hurt.
They're having a good old jolly time. It's fellas night, excluding my man chef. He out there in Cuba catching fish. Mm-hmm. Having a good old time with the Cubanas. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Cuban.
Yep.
Cubanos. Okay, cool.
Cuba.
Well, excuse me, the ladies, the Cuban women, are they Cubanas or are they Spanish? I don't
They're
know.
Cubanas.
I can't say it right. Yes.
You're fine.
Yes. So I'm just having a good old time. I love a good game of billiards, a pool. Oh, I wish they would have not taken that one spot out of here. They had a billiards hall. Now it's a Hustler Casino outlet, girl. I'm like, oh my God. Anywho,
Oh.
girl, okay. So they talk, you know how the fellas do? They talking. They go, there's the fish, y'all. Hey, chef. So then after all that, they move to the next spot. They're having Orange Crush. Are they trying to tone down their inebriation? Is that soda? I heard them say, "Here's your Orange Crush."
It's an alcoholic beverage, I'm sure.
Oh, well, dang. Well, they bar hopping, y'all. You know.
Yeah, they're having a boys' night out. They drinking.
So this is where it really good, y'all. They just talking. They say a little bit at the bar. I ain't gonna front, but you know this right here was where I said, "Ooh,
This is
don't
why they don't
sound."
get along.
Pretty much, Craig said that he had asked Charlie out on a date. He said that earlier. Then he mentioned that, well, they all decided we need to crash Madison's pajama jammy jam. But he said verbatim that he was waiting for Salley not to be around so he can really make a move on Charlie, and that now here's where it gets really, a little bit indignant. This is where the name calling starts, where he's calling Salley, a tornado. She's in the way. I don't like her like that for the most part. And they're like, what? All this? So Rodrigo's, you see his ears too. You see Rodrigo's ear, y'all. So Rodrigo's picking up all this. And I'm like, pretty much he admits to using Salley just to make sure Charlie was around. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and you know what? Austin was right. Austin is like, you guys were best buds, and now you don't like her like that, and now you want to go out with her friend, and you don't think that you've created a problem? Like, Austin was right. I agreed with him. I couldn't lie. Austin was like, "Ooh, you made this a mess. You made it messy. You made this messier than it needed to be." And Craig was mad at Austin for talking about the obvious, because listen, you can talk about the rules and the technicalities. You had feelings involved, and now you have two girlfriends, and like you're now creating drama because of your behavior. It's just, it is what it is, whether you like it or not. Like, emotions are messy, and if you have two girls over, this is the outcome. I agreed with Austin. And I thought Craig was getting really mad because he didn't like the fact that Austin was trying to make him accept some responsibility. And it's not that I think that Craig has to take a bunch, but to then start calling Salley names and doing all this crap when she was your buddy before, that's not really cool either.
Calling her chaotic. Well,
yeah.
So also, this is telling me that there's been some things happening off camera.
Hell yes, I agree.
Because I was shocked and surprised. Like, well, where was all this happening?
And Austin even agreed that she's chaotic. Everybody did. They all were. Her heart's in the right place. She's got a good heart. She's a lot of fun, but
go.
she's a lot. And I'm like, okay, so exactly like you said, there's stuff when they go out, things be weird.
Just like how we learned down to Roa when we found out that Portia wanted somebody to nibble on her nether.
Right.
Oh, so what y'all really be doing when the cameras go down? So apparently, Salley has more of a reputation than we knew about, because
Right.
I was like, well, I was thinking, and I was saying before, he there's something about this girl that makes Craig not want to mess with her.
Yes.
Because again, what man is gonna turn down puss? And it's right there if that's what he's into.
And she is beautiful. It's undeniable. Like,
Girl.
she's a beautiful girl.
Regardless if she been with Chef, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's something would have hello.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he kind of mentioned, well, I could have asked her to stay, but I thought, I was like, nah, go, So he kind of thought about it. So all that stuff about being with Shep, it could have happened if he really wanted it to. Because he
I
did
don't
kind of
remember
pause,
that.
like,
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again because I don't
watch
remember
that
the part.
part.
Yeah, but anyway, to me, I don't that's kind of a minor part of all of this where it's like he's trying to now like dump her like they weren't even good friends. Like they weren't enjoying each other's company. And Austin's like, you're trying to distance yourself from the friendship that you had with her because you want to date Charlie and you don't want to have to pay the price for Salley being upset with you that you want to date her friend instead of her. And
Mm-hmm.
like and that's the truth. And like the thing is that if you cared about Salley as a friend, you would take a little bit of responsibility about her feelings in the sense of you
Mm-hmm.
just would be a little more careful. But now you're like, she should be totally fine. I just want to be friends with Charlie. Sally's a tornado. I don't be with that bitch. It's like, whoa. But then again, Sally's calling Craig a bitch because he's not into her. So
He called her
that
B-I-T. I didn't hear that.
he didn't. He didn't. He
Oh,
didn't. She called him a bitch and
she sure did, didn't she?
yeah, and then he was calling her something, like,
Chaotic.
so yeah, so tornado, but I mean, I think that's code for some things. So I just think that um that Austin was trying to point out, you're gonna have, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have a problem on your hands. And he got mad at
Mm-hmm.
Austin for bringing him down. But this is why their dynamic is more like a rivalry than it is a friendship. But I'm kind of on Austin's side. Austin's like, dude, you're about to get it. That's what he was trying to say to him. Whether you
Pretty
like it or
much.
not, you're gonna get it because they're gonna get you. And Craig was so offended. Why can't you just be happy for me? Because you made a mess, Craig. That's why. And he wants you to go out. He doesn't care if you go out with Charlie. Like, Austin is just trying to tell you, like, oh shit, you made a mess with the hot tub. And maybe Craig is pissed at Austin because Austin maybe is delighting in Craig's mishaps a little bit because Austin is in his relationship still and said he has a little bit of FOMO or whatever. But like, whatever the underlying dynamics are, whatever. Austin wasn't wrong with what he said.
So at this point, Craig has already decided he's not going to go back with the fellas over to Madison's Pajama Jammy Jam because you know who was there.
Well, I think he
and
knew.
and you know who is there. Hello.
Well, I think he knew based on what Austin was saying to him. If you go, it's gonna get confronted. You know what I mean? Like, you are headed for trouble. Like, I think he tried to blame Austin for ruining the evening and bursting his bubble, but it was the truth that burst Craig's bubble. Austin just delivered it.
So here we are at the ladies, the Pajama Jammy Jam. This is the cold welcome that Vanita and Salley gave each other. Hello,
Yeah.
hi, walked away.
That's unfortunate.
And so once they're making pizzas, everybody has their drinks, everybody's in their PJs that Madison provided. I thought that was really cute of her to do, something I would do. Yeah, so they all mosey on over. And, this is where Salley is discussing the letdown
Well,
that
didn't Madison already tell Vanita and Molly? It was like what she said. Oh, sorry,
yeah,
told
I was
them.
gonna say that, but
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
no worries. So she's explaining all of that because Madison, like, Aaron said,
I
that
jumped in too soon.
that Madison had said to Sally, well, I already told some of the ladies, what happened between you and Craig. So as you can see, she's really trying to make a point here. Like, I can't believe this dude, and he's been leading me on, and this, that, and the third. And look at this one.
Yeah.
Looking like the cat that ate the damn canary. Girl,
Yeah.
if never was a time for you to pipe up.
Mm.
You see?
Honestly,
Girl,
you do. Yeah.
Girl, this
You
one right
do.
here. Anyway, and this is her again. Just, I just, I don't know.
Well, again, in her defense, Sally is carrying on about how much Craig led her on.
Defense.
And like, yes, this
one right here. Her defense.
Yes, I'm gonna stand in her defense. Yes, we don't agree because I do think she should have told her. But Sally is overreacting a lot. Like, Craig owes her a lot and this and that. So I get it. She's like, she knows that this information is going to cause stuff going her way. Welcome to reality television, Charlie. Get in the game. I'm not saying that she made the wrong decision by not saying something, but she's not doing bumps before scenes and then as evil as all that. I just think she's a bit of a coward. Look at Sally's face.
She could be doing a bump.
Girl, get out of here. No, not everyone is doing that.
No, just her.
Stop it.
See, at this point, I'll be a little upset because this is where Benita kind of rubs it in. I don't like it when people do that. Don't tell me I told you so. Oh, sorry.
Why didn't you call me? Then it was, why didn't you? Because you said, don't come to me. Remember when she said, like,
no. Now, mind you, the half of between them is a person that kind of helped put the party together. So she's getting all the tea.
Yeah, she was smiling like it too.
She getting all the tea, child. Ooh, she was there all night too. So she was like, ooh, all right, I came on a good night. Thank you, Nancy.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like, honestly, Benita, do you really think after the way Sally's worked up and she just got humiliated, that you saying "I told you so" is like the right move? Like, nobody's in a mood to go, "You're right. Let me just kick me." You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't.
That's her expression right there. That's exactly right.
But Benita, you were right. But then when she said, I don't know why I shouldn't even say this, but like, why didn't you call me? You're right, you shouldn't have said it. Because you were adamant. Do not call me when he F's you over. I will be right. He will do this to you. I'm just trying to save you from something. All of those things were true statements, but like, are you more concerned with being right now or being there for your friend like you said you were trying to in the first place?
I think she was saying a prayer right here.
Probably. She should be too.
So this is when, they gathered their bearings. Well, for the most part, the one in the red gathered her bearing because Benita was chill for the most part.
She was
irate, and I can't believe we saw the pictures, y'all. So yeah. She took a little swig and probably went to the bathroom.
Benita's very pretty, especially in her little purple, and she's very pretty. That's always noticed about her.
All are just some gorgeous people. Even
they are.
The lady there, they're just some pretty people. So yeah, so she was
they are pretty people.
I get it, but
I wish they
could have made up right here. I think it was like,
you took the. I'm stumbling over you. I'm not letting you have a thought, but I agree with you. This is where y'all could have made up. Like, we could have, you guys should have calmed down enough for one another because, at the end of the day, like, this kind of shit is like, you were right. He was a douche. I'm sorry that he wasn't nice to you. Like, but either at the end of the day, like, neither one of you have Craig as a problem anymore. Charlie does. So, I think it's sad that this is why your friendship deteriorates instead of repairs.
And here come the fellas, child.
Here
Come on.
comes trouble.
Dun, 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 dun.
And
Everybody but
Whitner.
Shep and Craig.
Here comes trouble. And Whitner.
And Steen.
Yeah.
So
And
this
Whitner.
so this is where, it get really good, child.
Yeah, this is where, Charlie, your decisions, you got to take the consequences, baby girl. You do.
Oh, child. So they all these blow up mattresses that Brett had laying around somewhere. Some blew up. I thought that was really cute. Blew up everybody. Got some pillows and carrying on because the furniture ain't there until weeks later. So yeah, so they all talking and they're like, well, the first one to greet everybody was Salley, thinking Craig would be in the line, but he wasn't. So she's asking, where Craig at? Child, and this one here, well, do you really want to know? Like, first of all, what he said didn't even need to be said right here. It was just so unimportant, but I gather, I understand them a lot more after you said how this show is really supposed to be mirrored after. I've been thinking of it differently, really, up until then. But I understand that the chaos and the drama must ensue the way it has been, because that's just how it has to be. I'm fully in now.
Yeah.
However, come on, what's your name? Austin. You didn't have to.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%. Austin said, let me dive on the fuck in here. Well, I remember Madison said to him, you're drunk. And he was. But, like, this is not a ceasefire. As moody as Craig has been with Austin, this is, I'm going to stir this shit right on up in there. And the two of them are going to light Craig on fire. And then they're going to say, well, he said this about you, and he said this about you. Meanwhile, there's nothing worse than someone who is motivated because they're hurt by someone to talk shit with somebody else about them, right? Like, you're not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You're going to say things out of context. You're going to betray confidences. Like, should Craig start saying all the shit that you both said to him about other people? Scorn. But you know what, Craig? This is part of your problem.
This is where she learns what Craig said to them just 15 minutes.
Oh, that was bad.
Like, he wants nothing. First of all, he never said unless they didn't play it for us, that he wants nothing to do with you. She's like, what? It hurt her so bad. And,
it did.
Throughout all of this, she's just like, oh my God, what? Yeah, because of you, Heifer. But I'm not saying it's all because of you. But yeah, girl, I'm acting so shocked. And she's just like, oh my.
Well, the problem is that this conversation has it's like two runaway horses. You know what I mean? And Madison's kind of looking at it like that, because Austin and Salley have a bone to pick with Craig, and it's really like they're coming from the drunken place of, oh, I'm going to air his ass out, and they're being reckless at the mouth because they're willing to, and it's willing to hurt each other in order to flame Craig. And Austin is putting a really, really awful spin on it for Salley, although, in some ways it is the truth, right? Because Craig was not being kind about Salley that evening because he wanted to get away from having any responsibility for asking Charlie out on the down low and Salley potentially being upset, because he knew that she was going to be. and he didn't want her to be, right? But damn, Austin, you just threw a flamethrower on a bonfire pile of wood.
No, this right here is
Well,
the bonfire.
yeah, actually.
Because Rodrigo said this on purpose.
Look how drunk he is, though, and he even slurred too. But anyway,
y'all, if y'all sitting down for this man right here said, well, y'all don't, give too much to Charlie because she has a date with Craig coming up. And, and everybody's like, what? She's like, who?
well, I think he just.
Who got a date with who?
Oh, look at Molly. Molly was all, whoop, it blew up. Because remember, Molly and Charlie met up and she was trying to encourage Charlie, but she knew that, like, ooh, technically you have every right to go out with them, but this is trouble ahead.
And here she go all nervous. Now you want to say something. Now you stumbling over your words. You said your prayer. Now you got.
I don't think she wants to say anything. I think she now has no choice because Rodrigo said, "Well, you have a date with him, don't you?" He. Yeah. She's. Yep. Yep.
Get all they expressions. It was just priceless.
Yep.
And she's like, now she's going through her hair. Like, okay, listen. Okay, wait. Just listen. Wait. So she explains herself. But Sally was like, but not just 2 weeks ago, we had this discussion that I told you I wanted to go out with him and hang out with him. And if you did, you supposed to let me know. Mm-hmm. Well, just wait. Well, it was just him and Han and him.
She didn't do it. She didn't. It's true. And she disappointed Sally.
And girl, wait. And she was like, ooh, that's what she said? Ooh, Now this right here is this Madison's look, it says it all. Like, you bitch. You bitch. That's what Madison's calling her. You bitch. For real,
to Charlie?
Yeah, like for real, girl. After Sally confronted her about 2 weeks ago, you said that we both had a discussion that if you were interested, you would let me know.
I know. You feel very strongly that Charlie, because she didn't honor that, has just disgraced herself in this moment.
That's the point of contention between her and Sally.
No, the point of contention is Craig likes Charlie and is going out with her instead. Sally would be upset about this no matter how they strung it. I guarantee you. So to me, yes, Charlie needed to let her know before finding out this way. There's no way Charlie was going to avoid Sally being upset. And Sally claimed dibs on Craig in a way that made it very smothering. So I just have some empathy for Charlie. So far, she's new. She's in the hotbed of this. And Sally is, a self-admitted tornado, So Sally, you messed up. I mean, Charlie, you messed up. But I don't think it's, I understand why she didn't say anything. I'm not saying I agree with it. I just don't think it's as egregious as you do.
I'm with Madison. See Madison.
Well, you're interpreting Madison, yes, but because that's your girl, so yes.
I mean, she's looking at her. That's she's looking in her direction.
You don't know who she was looking at there. That's what production does.
Here we go. Who else would she be looking at?
Girl,
question marks popping out of her ears.
I'm not debating you on this one. This is a minor one. I don't care. Madison hates her right now. I'm like, no, this is not what I'm. The way that editors chop stuff up and take reactions from other statements and put it where they want. See, I knew. Yeah, I'm gonna stand by it. So if you wanna stand on that one, you go right ahead.
10 toes.
I know, because you want to be there. It's fine.
10 toes. Okay. It is what it is.
To you.
It is what it is. Any more pictures? No, that's it. Girl, okay. After show, real quick, or you got a couple
Well,
minutes?
I mean, they just brought it up. I mean, Salley further hates Craig. I think Austin, whatever. But like what Salley brought up that I thought was a very, very good point was that
Mm-hmm.
I let you mess up with JT, and you should have given me a little more grace. I get that they were earlier on in the friendship, but like, either way, like I just operating rule of thumb, especially on a show like this, I think you need to let the person find out for themselves. I do understand why Vanita felt somewhat betrayed because her and Craig weren't getting along, and it's like, great, now you're gonna try to snuggle up to someone, and I'm not gonna enjoy going out with you guys, or this or that, or whatever, whatever. But like, I don't know. It is an official mess now, though.
Girl.
Oh, and we saw the scenes for next week where Salley and Austin are, if they talk, Craig's like, look at that. I bet Audrey doesn't like that. I mean, it's war. It's just flat out war now.
Yeah, because since Sally finds out that they're calling her tornadoes and chaotic,
Yeah.
now she wants to prove them right. Doesn't that sound familiar? Gaston and Taylor. Does not sound familiar?
I it I just don't I don't know. I'm not willing to correlate the two as strongly as you are because I don't know. I know that this is a problem.
It
I
is a
think
problem.
yeah.
Like, okay, what we both agree on definitely with Sally is, girl, you're a professional woman. You got too much to lose with
Yeah.
all the shenanigans. It's
I
cute to play around, but don't play into something that you aren't unless you really are.
Well, and I do agree with you that she's starting to show a track record. I will agree with you on that. I want to give you
Mm-hmm.
we don't Gaston wasn't on the show. Like I don't feel like I got to have enough of a like window into some of that because I don't necessarily believe Taylor either. I think it's somewhere in the middle, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that you do have a case for Sally builds too much around someone she's interested in, and as far as like how potentially like real or committed or like what's going on, she fills in the blanks, right? So I do agree with
Mm-hmm.
you there for sure. And again, like you said, a professional, but she seems like she's having a real well, I mean, she's having a woman scorned reaction. And here we go. And Molly's just watching like popcorn.
Girl, popcorn freshly popped. That was a
Yeah,
good episode. I can't wait for
well, that's
next week.
good.
Can y'all wait? Ooh, I know y'all can't wait because, child, we gave it all we got tonight. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Listen, Charlie, you're on notice. Everything you do that mess up, you're gonna just prove Ray Ray right. So if you
you,
don't clean it up, I'm not gonna have an argument for you. I won't. So I'm just moving forward.
all
We
I'm
shall see.
saying, that's all I'm saying, girl. Get your ish together
Yeah.
because it ain't looking cute for you. Just
Yeah.
saying.
We can both agree on that one. This was the wrong road. Like,
You
yeah.
backdoored your friend. It wasn't like you just met her. That this was your friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some loyalty that you need to learn a little bit, but it's all good.
Well, and you can't be surprised that your friend is hurt by the way she found out. You have to take responsibility for that.
And you have to accept being red for Phil. Sorry, not sorry.
Mm, she not sorry.
No, I am.
I'm
This
teasing.
auntie, this auntie
Yeah.
Ray Ray, this
Yeah,
auntie Ray
no,
Ray.
I know. I'm just yes, I know. I'm just joking back with our difference of opinion. I'm like, you not sorry.
Well, y'all, that was it. We ain't got no more. We tired. We want to go sleep.
Yep.
So please let us know where they can find you when we not arguing.
This show makes this one out of all the other ones. You and I like just yep. But it's all in good fun, everybody. We like
Yes.
you. We hope you enjoy when we have a difference of opinion because we cover more of yours that way. Because if we always agreed about everything, then you'd be yelling at us as you should be in the comments. We remember we already had a listener like or a fellow creator jump in and
Yes.
demand that we give Lisa more respect. So hopefully in all of this, especially when we have a difference of opinion or perspective on something, we are itching or scratching the itch that you have for us to like see it your way. That's what I always feel like when I'm watching people do commentary, like Pop Rose, shout out to Chris and Alex. You know, if one feels one way and the other feels the other, one of them usually hits the points that you like and gets how you feel across. It's the whole fun of the game, right? So anyway, I'm sorry about my ramblings. We all know I can do it.
Where you at when we ain't arguing?
Thank you. Facebook, Psychic Aaron Boyd. Instagram, Threads, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs for a psychic reading or just hit follow. I will follow back.
Yes, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hype the video. And we'll catch you next time this week. Don't forget to come back. We got some shows, more shows for you. Bye.